Kenobi!
For Obi-Wan, if he had never seen Maul again after Phantom Menace, he would have been fine with that. Defending his master died. And Obi-Wan destroyed this Sith Lord. It's a traumatic experience for him. For Maul, it forges a deep hatred and need for revenge, which sustains his kind of miserable existence for a while.
There was a plan laid out for him. He was going to be one of the main players in the Clone Wars working under his master. And all of that was derailed in that fight on Naboo with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The revenge drives him towards this conflict with Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars. He tries to punish Obi-Wan by killing someone that Obi-Wan loves, and he wants to drive Obi-Wan mad like he was. He wants to see that Obi-Wan would go the same path that he did.
We knew that there was a story between Obi-Wan and Maul that wanted some resolution, and that felt right for this show to tackle.
The Sith took everything from me. Once I had power, now I have nothing. Nothing.
He was consumed with this idea of not only revenge, but making sense of what happened to him and who he is and what his purpose is.
Darth Maul lives.
Formerly Darth, now just Maul.
When you bring a character back, you have to have some intention about what you plan to do with them. And I think as we started to whittle away at what this story was going to be for Maul, it became very clear that one of the things driving him would be this quest back to Obi-Wan.
I see him.
And if I could finally destroy him, is that where everything went wrong? Is that where I can get back on my path?
It was the first and only time that we were going to see Obi-Wan Kenobi a couple of years before Episode 4. We had found a way to sort of match the younger Obi-Wan that we established in Season 1, introduce enough of the aspects of Alec Guinness's performance from Episode 4, and back away from it just enough that we were maybe 2 years before those events. And in a lot of ways, that's been the sort of fun of Rebels. Can we find a way to have the audience believe that what they're seeing now will lead you to the Obi-Wan that you see when he meets Luke out in the desert?
Maul is an old adversary, and a persistent one at that.
Whenever you're doing those kinds of legacy voice matches, you know, there's a lot on the line, because everybody knows what that person looks like and sounds like.
One doesn't survive as long as I have by being foolish.
And as soon as he did the first line, Dave turned around and just looked at me, and we were like, holy smokes. He was able to bring that weight of Alec Guinness's character into Obi-Wan.
It was a really incredible moment. You heard him and you thought, this is really bringing the episode to life.
If you define yourself by your power to take life, your desire to dominate, to possess, then you have nothing.
Play with the attitude you have. I like the attitude of it all.
Okay, all right.
In my mind's eye, Kenobi. Kenobi!
When he discovers Obi-Wan's alive, that's a good day. He's caught in this endless cycle, and he is desperate for some form of resolution.
Look what has become of you. A rat in the desert.
Look what I have risen above.
This encounter between Maul and Obi-Wan really is about where these two characters had come in the 15 years since the Clone Wars.
Obi-Wan has survived tremendous loss and continued to be incredibly disciplined in the ways of the Jedi.
And in the end, when he sees Maul, he sees somebody that he pities.
When Maul kicks out and turns off the fire, he has told the audience that there's no safety. You all of a sudden feel the vastness of where they are.
When it came to Maul and Obi-Wan, the fight that leapt to my mind was Kyuzo fighting the other man in the field in the film Seven Samurai. It's the very still movements of the samurai who's moving with intention and grace. It's contrasted versus the anger in the one man. And that guy's moving his feet a lot, and he's, you know, he doesn't have a steady position. And I'm like, well, there you have it. I mean, Obi-Wan has intention. He is calm in this moment. He is centered. Maul is on the edge. Maul is angry. Maul is getting ready. I want to kill you. I've been waiting for this. You know, he's all this energy built up.
It's much more about footwork and the thought process that Obi-Wan has. It starts out as young Obi-Wan, and then we shift him to sort of more what Alec would do when he was fighting. And then the very last one, if you look back at A Phantom Menace and you can see what Qui-Gon's doing, we sort of just move him just a little bit right after Maul changes his. It's kind of a game within a game almost.
Originally, I had it where Maul came in and it was one strike. But for Maul's style, which is very fast, I thought, well, it doesn't feel like Maul with one strike. I need like 1, 2, 3. And I thought, well, 1, 2, 3, the third move should be the move that he gets Qui-Gon with, which is a block, and then up. You know, he uses the blunt part of his lightsaber to hit Qui-Gon in the face and stun him. But Obi-Wan saw that. Obi-Wan was there. And Obi-Wan in that moment is ready for that. And he sees the symmetry of the moment, and he's able to slice that. The apprentice learned from the master's mistake all these years later. And Maul never learned.
Maul understands, oh, immediately, I've misread this. This is not some sad desert hermit. This is a Jedi master who's on active duty. And if he's this good, then this must be the most important guard post in the entire galaxy.
Reading that script the first time, it was so powerful. And you can see the look of pity in Ben Kenobi's eyes.
Tell me, is it the chosen one?
He is.
That's what Obi-Wan has to believe to stay out there in the desert for over 20 years watching this kid.
Obi-Wan says to Anakin, you were the chosen one. You were.
It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
And according to Obi-Wan in Empire Strikes Back,
that boy is our last hope.
He believes on some degree that perhaps Anakin's offspring, who would be a threat to the Emperor, is the chosen one. Lots going on there, but the debate is fine, the debate of who is the chosen one. I mean, it's there. I mean, George has said it's Anakin. But I don't know how much foresight Obi-Wan has into Anakin being able to turn.
As far as Obi-Wan has come, he still doesn't quite know how this is going to play out, which is shown in that last frame when Obi-Wan sees young Luke. He has a look on his face that goes, oh boy, this is either going to go really well or really badly.
But you have to remember, like, you have to write Obi-Wan the character, not what we know as the audience. We all know it's Anakin. Does Obi-Wan know? I could ask George.